Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this little tour and dive into the Witch's Wisdom Tarot by Phyllis Curott. The artwork is by Danielle Barlow, who is the artist behind, I believe, the Green Wheel Oracle, which I never brought into my collection, but which artwork is stunning and I have looked at numerous times for its natural sort of energy, its connection to the Wheel of the Year, and just absolutely stunning artwork. The main reason I never picked that deck up is because the cards featured titles, no keywords, so it was like rabbit and that sort of thing, as I recall. It's been a long time since I've looked at it, but I have known this deck was coming for like over a year, I'm pretty sure. I saw this show up as a pre-order on Amazon a long time ago, and I got very excited because Phyllis Curott was actually a huge influence on me as a baby witch. And in fact, her first book, which was absolutely influential and inspiring to me, called The Book of Shadows, was it was groundbreaking for me because Phyllis Curott is, I don't know if she still is, but she was a lawyer and a high priestess of a Wiccan coven. And so her book is written, The Book of Shadows is written in a novel style, like a memoir, but it's written in a way that reads like a novel. And it talks about her experiences, her skepticism, the way that she found spirituality within Wicca and witchcraft. And it was such an approachable book that came at spirituality or at pagan spirituality from an angle that I really needed to come at it from, which was looking at the practical side, and I wanted things to make sense. And so she felt like she was speaking directly to me. And she came out later with another book called Witchcrafting, I believe it was called. I have both kicking around somewhere. I've actually had Book of Shadows multiple times. Witchcrafting was her sort of Witchcraft 101 or Wicca 101 kind of book, and it was wonderful. But Book of Shadows is the one that sort of sticks in my brain as like the book that shaped my journey. And it was also a book that I always wanted to lend to friends or family who were curious about my path, so that they would understand it wasn't just woo. There was so much more to it, right? And I feel like Phyllis just did a beautiful job of really exploring that side of it and making it seem less mysterious and supernatural, and much more grounded in faith and spirituality and personal growth and just, So when I saw that she had a name on a deck, I was like, well, I'm buying that. Like, it doesn't matter. It could be absolute garbage. It's not. I've already taken a little peek behind the cover. I haven't dove in, but I've taken a little peek behind the cover. It's definitely not garbage. But I would have bought it regardless, just for Phyllis's work has always been really inspiring to me. So this is a Hay House deck, and it is unlike any other Hay House deck I've ever gotten. It was pretty pricey for a mass market deck, but you can tell that the production quality and value is definitely here. So let me read you a little bit about what it says. The Witch's Wisdom Tarot. It says, the witches, an American Wiccan high priestess and an English hedge witch, spent a year journeying into other realms together. The wisdom they received led them to create a radical new interpretation of the tarot for these times. Unlike traditional tarots, which guide the seeker to enlightenment by leaving the earth behind, they were shown a tarot for the earth, offering a profound and magical journey into the world, not out of it. And there's a bunch of things. They definitely mess with the system of tarot in this book, and they mess with it like a lot. But it looks really stunningly beautiful and inspiring, and this to me, I'm about to make a comparison that might make people cranky, but I'm going to make it anyways. This is kind of, to me, at first glance, looks like it's going to be the deck that inspires me the way that the Wildwood Tarot has inspired other people. The Wildwood Tarot also messed with the system of tarot, right? I messed with the major arcana. It messed with the minors in certain ways. And this feels like it's done that and kind of turned everything on its head, in one case quite literally. I'll get into that in a moment. But this one, I'm inspired to get to know, to befriend, to learn this system, because I feel like it has a lot of wisdom to share. Obviously, it says Witch's Wisdom. That was even an unintentional, pun. All right, let's get into it. So it does have a magnetic box lid. These are my favorite kind of boxes. Not that I keep my decks in these big boxes, but it's still really nice that it has it. As you open it, look at this scene you see. It's gorgeous. So here it says, magic of feather, song and air, awaken, inspire, and make aware. Magic of claw, hearth and fire, warm, enliven, and inspire. Magic of fin, womb and water, love and dreams conjure. Magic of fur, seed, and earth. Embody, nourish, and give birth. Magic within and around awaken. Spirits answers and guidance taken. Oh, you guys. I'm beside myself. I had planned to actually work with a certain deck this week. I may actually change and swap out because I really want to read this guidebook. Like, look at the book. It's absolutely stunning. Look at the end papers. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to dive into this in a minute, but I'll tell you right off the bat, it has a linen cover. It feels a little stiff, like it might crease, which is a bummer. But it is a linen cover and it feels very high quality. It does feel a little stiff. It's like a cross between a hardbound book and a softbound book. But I'm worried that as I kind of play with it and dive into it, that it's almost got that cardboard core that will get a crease. That's what I'm thinking. Anyways, but it does feel very nice. This book is written by Phyllis Curott, so I cannot wait to devour it. But we're going to set that aside for now. Can we talk about the fact that this comes in a bag, in a box? Like, this feels organic and naturey and witchy and beautiful, and I'm excited. Also, being in a bag, the cards can't slide around, so that's awesome. Okay, so inside the box it says, ask your question, shuffle the cards, open the book, and take a look. Spirit hears what's in your heart and answers with love, wisdom, and art. Oh, you guys. And this took so long. I've been stalking this deck online for so long, and I feel like it took forever to finally be released, and I'm glad they took their time because it seems like they did just a beautiful job. But we'll get into all of that. I'm gonna move the box. We're gonna dive into the cards. Okay, so it is a canvas muslin type, linen type bag. Really lovely. It's got this like kind of really organic, kind of sisal almost. I don't know what this is called. Cord, very natural feeling, very earthy. I will say I may restring it eventually because I feel like this cord is going to break down. But if it doesn't break down, I'm probably just going to keep it in this bag because it's not a Peggy bag, y'all. So, I mean, we'll see how long I last with you keeping it in this bag. But it feels pretty nice, all things considered. It's not lined or anything, but yeah. Okay, sorry. Oh, so these cards are large, and this is a thick deck. Thick deck, y'all. But it feels like I'll be able to handle it okay. I know some of you with smaller hands are probably going to struggle a bit. And this cardstock is not like anything I felt from Hay House before, and I'm real excited about it. Like, I'm really excited about it. It's kind of like, it's got a sheen, a finish on it that's kind of it's like a matte gloss. If I could describe it, I would say it's got a matte gloss coating. Let's take a look at the backs really quick. I'm going to grab a deck to compare the sizing because I have a standard tarot deck handy. Did you hear that? I was like, literally, that was my butt stuck to the chair. You probably didn't need to know that. I'll probably edit that out, but I might forget. So in which case, you're welcome for the TMI. Anyway, so I have Danny's Mystic Masters Tarot here. Let's just grab one of these cards so you can see the size. Yeah, it's quite a bit bigger. It's definitely Oracle card sized, right? So it's quite a bit wider and a little bit taller than a standard tarot card. Don't care. Real excited. Not gonna lie. Not that picky. Not that picky. I've already been using this a bunch, by the way. Okay. So we're going to go through the cards in the order that they come because there's an intentional order here. We have the minor arcana and then we have the majors afterwards. And I'm going to have the guidebook handy because we're probably going to need it. We're going to go through this deck sort of intuitively, first impressions, and forgive my voice because it is hoarse. So this is going to be as much of a deep dive as I can handle with the fact that it's a different system. So we may be referring to the guidebook regularly. We're just going to see how it plays out. I have a little water so my throat doesn't completely die. Let's see where we end up. So we have the Ace of Air. Now, elementally, we're going to already cheat in the guidebook. Elementally, the air suit is, I believe, the suit of the mind in this deck. Let's just double check. The paper in this guidebook feels even good. There's a bunch of information here on spreads and meditation and all kinds of good stuff. Okay. Oh, there's got to be an intro here where they talk about the system. This book smells... Oh my god, this book smells so good. Hold on. It smells like that inky deliciousness. It smells so good. Yes. Okay. So air corresponds to the gifts of the human mind, like intelligence and intuition, language, and communication. So we have the Ace of Air, and this is like that subtle, like listening deeply. What's really cool about this card, oh my gosh, we need to zoom in. And I apologize for the reflect. I'm not sure, I wonder how dark it would be if I just, oh, that's really dark. But we can see the cards a little better. I don't have an in-between for the light. I can make it a little warmer. Does that soften it? Yeah, let's soften it a bit. The colors may not be as true, but I'm going to make the light warmer because it seems to have less glare that way. Anyways, so this harp is made up of bones, and there's a spider who's spinning stars into the web that's making up the strings of the harp. Like, that's very potent. You get this idea of sort of, I don't know. I want to like read this whole guidebook cover to cover right now. Okay, anyways, let's just use the guidebook here and see what comes through. So Wind Harp is the title of this card. Listen, awareness, divine love, say what's in your heart. Oh. I'm just going to look at the keyword section to give us a little bit of ground to stand on. This hedgehog is literally everything. I freaking love it. Look at the dandelions. Some of them are wishes. We have this heart-shaped tree, and this is vulnerability. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Openness, connection, trust yourself, trust life. The Three of Air, what's our primary keyword here? Rise up. Ooh. Rise above, see from a new perspective, free yourself. Oh. Rising away from sort of the muck and the swirl down here. Oh my goodness. And it's very growth inspired, right? We think about numerology for a second. Hold on. Do we see vulnerability in a 2? A 2. I don't know. I have to sit with it and think about it. But it's gorgeous. The artwork is gorgeous. Ugh. Okay. The Four of Air. Sanctuary. Yes. And it's sanctuary for this eagle. If you look, there's this eagle in a nest high up in the tree. So the sanctuary is for the eagle. You could look at a card like this and go, that doesn't look very safe, like for a person down on the ground. But for the eagle, this is perfect, right? Other creatures can't climb up these trees easy enough because the branches are up high. Like, it's a very safe feeling. Refuge, withdrawal from struggle and conflict, rest, self-care, renewal. Yes. The Five of Air, we have these owls in the rain. It looks like a little bit stormy. This owl is protecting her babies. This looks like maybe the dad looking out. Sacrifice, acceptance, integrity, higher purpose. So the mother owl is getting rained on to protect her children. This whole sacrifice for what does everybody need to be safe in this situation. The Six of Air, the swan family. Look at this, the mom and dad swan. I'm just going to say mom and dad. I don't even know. Do swans do the gender parenting thing? I don't know. Anyways, and their little babies, what are they called? Ducks or goslings. I don't know what they're called, but the baby swans, and there's a fox here in the background, and it says balance, divine communication, development, useful limits, danger for the unprepared. I'd have to read this whole card to see how divine communication kind of connects with this card. It could be this concept. I'm just going to read this. Where air and water meet, two swans preside, creatures of the wing, equally at home where they must swim. Messengers of the goddess, they carry missives and prayers between the worlds. Safe between the devoted pair, their four signets. There we go. Their four signets swim. Love created them, protects and nourishes them, teaches them to swim and fly. But a fox waits upon the shore. If they take to the land before maturity, they could become prey. This does not make the fox evil. Fox and swan are equal parts of Mother Earth's law of balance. All of creation is held in the right measure for life to flourish. That is so beautiful. And then there's counsel. Open your heart to the goddess and attend to the messages she's sending you. Okay, this is going to just be a beautiful deck for spiritual work. Okay, I'm having a whole moment here. The Seven of Air. That's really cool with like the hagstone hanging here and all these feathers. Is there like a bell? I think I know what this is. Oh, well, it says it on the book. Witch's Ladder. A witch's ladder is a spell to make a dream come true. So it's clues, signs, insight, gratitude, offerings, magic is afoot. The Eight of Air is clarity. This eagle up high, having this wide view, is so perfect for that card. I'm just not even looking at this like a traditional tarot, obviously. I'm looking at this through the system that's in this book. I think if I try to put this into the box of the traditional tarot, I'm going to struggle, which is a shame. I feel like it's where you get into that sort of that realm of like, is it a tarot deck if they mess with the system too much? But at the same time, I feel like I don't know. I don't want to form opinions about it yet. I just want to kind of take it as it is. So the 9 of air is transition. Endings, time for change, move on, begin anew. Interesting. The desert is so hot and dry, everything vibrates, including the air. The flowers are finished and the fruit has ripened, fallen, and broken open. Everything is just past its prime, and beauty is turning to decay. The sickly sweet smell of spoiled perfection is unsettling, and so is the vibrating air. Oh my God, it's written so beautifully. Oh my goodness. The 10 of air, murmuration. So isn't a murmur of crows? No, that's not right. It's called a murder of crows. What's murmuration? Oh, murmuration of starlings. Oh, that's what it's called when they do the thingy in the air, which they're clearly doing in this artwork. Gosh, I'm slow sometimes. What does it say here? Wonderment, intuitive harmony, communion, consciousness of divine love. Oh. So now we're in the courts. So we have messenger for the page, witch for the knight. I don't even know if you can do that. Craftsman. Okay, so forget that. We have messengers, witches, craftsman, and goddess. Okay. I'm excited. Okay, so the messenger of air, dream, ask, believe. Anything is possible. And is like holding a Canadian geese here. Ugh. And he's got like a bell on his foot and wings at his heels. And he looks like he's part goose. Oh my gosh. The witch of air, envisioning, enchantment, ecstasy, devotion, divine love. Oh, and there's magic in here. Create an incense with equal parts frankincense and myrrh. Burn it, and when the smoke billows all around you, dance and chant. Chant. I know this chant. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. Spiral outward and clockwise, then reverse, spiraling counterclockwise into the center of the spiral. Raise your arms and ask the spirit of the witch of air to aid you in manifesting your magic. So mote it be. Ugh. It's reminding me of my time experiencing the spiral dance, and just, oh my gosh. This is bringing back a lot of memories. It is very... maybe because the reason it's bringing back memories is because it's reminding me of like my days in more traditional Wicca, and maybe there is a heavy traditional Wicca element to this. I don't know. So far it feels like it could be very eclectic and witchy, but I haven't gotten deep enough to know for sure. So then we have the craftsman of air. Study hidden truths, divine expressions, and embodiments. Yes. The goddess of air. This looks like a specific goddess. Oh, obviously grandmother spider. Ancient and ever present, the goddess of air spins the fabric of infinite connection. She untangles the past, repairs the present, and weaves the future. She is grandmother spider, braiding destiny with the passage of time. Fingers and feet on the web of life. She feels every movement, senses the smallest vibration, knows what lies beneath the surface. In one hand she holds a spindle, in another a knife, in another a sistrum, to set the tempo for the billion heartbeats allotted to all living beings before she cuts the threads and weaves the magic of life again. And so she is, you can see her cutting, you can see her spindling here, and I don't know what a sistrum is, so I can't help there. But anyways, and there's magic. There's like spell work and magic you can do to work with the energies of these cards. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's it for the air suit. Now we're into the fire suit. So fire, we have the Ace of Fire, and it's this gorgeous cauldron and anvil and a lemniscate, a snake eating its own tail, or Ouroboros, excuse me, I guess. It's like a lemniscate and an Ouroboros meet each other because there's a snake eating its own tail. The key word is cauldron of community. Vitality, sharing, community, joy, rejoicing. The Two of Fire, beyond fear. Challenges, danger, doubts, facing and overcoming fears. We have the snake spiraling up the sort of wishbone staff there. The Three of Fire. This looks like, this reminds me of like following will-o'-the-wisps. What's the key word? Lights in the darkness. Yeah. Uncertainty, intuition, faith, and guidance. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Like little spirit guides that are guiding you forward on your path. Hearth Fire for Four of Fire. Home, welcome, safety, comfort, and family. Yes. The Five of Fire is choice. We have all these little butterflies. Warning, abuse of power, choice, organic change. Oh, the forest is... Oh, wait. The forest is ablaze. Are the trees adorned in autumn's colorful glory? A verdant and varied community living in harmony? Bathed in the honeyed sunlight that makes all things thrive? Or is the forest burning with our aggression, destruction, and misunderstanding spreading like wildfire? Fire creates and fire destroys. This is a moment of choice and change. The course of life hangs in the balance. Look more closely. Which do you see? Which do you choose? Oh my gosh. 6 of fire, light on water, dragonflies. Are they mating? They're definitely making a heart. Lightness of being, illumination, clarity, be present in the moment. I just want to read the whole guidebook. It's hard for me to actually keep this going. 7 of fire, benevolence, conviction, integrity, resolve, serenity, all will be well. This card feels like Aslan. And I know that's not necessarily super witchy because we know that there's a lot of Christian allegory in the Narnia books, but I love them and there's more on that later. But this looks like Aslan in all the comforting, wonderful ways. Benevolence. Yes. 8 of fire. Look at these. Are these little possums? What are these? Oh, baboons. Okay, wow. My animal identification. Also, it's really late. And I've been filming a lot today. But, oh my gosh, that's really cute. Sorry. 8 of fire. Wake up. Wake up. You're alive and anything is possible. Celebrate. So it's dawn and they're watching the sunrise. 9 of fire. I lost my place. Are we missing the 9 of fire? Oh, phew. There it is. Alchemy. Revelation, abundance, reciprocity, generosity, gratitude. Oh. The 10 of fire, spirit of life, sanctity, safety, light, peace, joy, and reverence. This looks like sanctuary here. Oh, it's Yule. Even on the longest night, fire burns sure and bright. It talks about winter solstice in the book. I'm just all about this. Okay, messenger of fire, readiness, signs have been given, seize the moment. Witch of fire, look within, know yourself, find gold in the dark. She is potent. She reminds me of Lilith. Is there anything about Lilith in here? I don't know, but she reminds me of Lilith. Craftsman of fire. Work hard, hone your skills, pursue your calling, trust your ability and your strength. I can't stop touching them either. Goddess of fire. This is a Baba Yaga. Let's see. Does it say? Yep, Baba Yaga, the fabled outcast, returns from wrongful banishment in a forest darkened by the broken bonds of family and tribe, bringing wisdom that is no longer handed down and shared. She stirs the cauldron, reconnects what has been sundered, makes the magic that nurtures and protects, and tells the stories from which we learn our history. Now, if you've read Women Who Run with the Wolves, this story has a lot of potency. For me, specifically, it definitely does. Let's see. The essence is beware the mob, seek truth, honor the crone, learn the old ways. My favorite suit, the water suit, and we have this really beautiful like trickle down brook or stream. Oh, so pretty. Keyword, memory. Be fully present in your feelings, emotional, physical, and instinctual. Harmony. Be playful, feel pleasure, express joy, offer small acts of kindness, partnership. Fog, uncertainty, pause, patience, receptivity, and peace. This is not a very foggy card, though. I guess it is. It's like the fog across the... Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's fog across the ground, across the pond here. It's like that kind of fog you get in the fall, where it's like over bodies of water. There's still a rainbow here up in the top. 4 of water, beauty. Open your heart, grieve, reach out, rejoice. Love the whales, the humpback whale family here. Oh. 5 of water, consequences. Oh. What's this little red thing? Do I want to know? Probably not. It's like a balloon. It looks like a deflated balloon. That's interesting. Warning, reckoning, interdependence, responsibility, right action, and urgency. We see this like melting of the ice cap happening in the reflection of the water there. The 6 of water, diving deep. A cormorant plunges into a darting school of fish. Dive deep, let go, go with the flow, unexpected change. Peace, the 7 of water. This looks like it's a watering hole. If you look from the top, there's all these like little animals coming to the watering hole from all directions. And the keywords are share precious resources, make peace within and with others, relief in hard times. Which is accurate, right? There's this line of elephants here. Oh, it's like in the vast desert, right? Oh, I love this for the 8 of Cups. Oh my gosh. Instinct. Awakening. Trust your instincts. Sense the pull of destiny. Adventure awaits. These are little baby sea turtles going into the sea. Oh, Nine of Cups. Nine of Water, sorry. Leap of faith. A daunting task. Trust, determination, go for it. Take a leap of faith. And that's a salmon swimming upstream with baby salmons, it looks like. They're all, or maybe just from a distance. There's other salmon in the background. Probably not baby salmon. Cool. The Ten of Water, Consecration. Ooh, look at this Black Panther in the background here. Wonderment, flourishing, blessings, the rewards of feeling fully, waters of life. The Messenger of Water. Oh, I love that it's like a person with a seal. It reminds me of Selkie energy. Messages, inspiration, gentleness, innocence, movement between the worlds. Look at this Witch of Water. Yes. Sensuality, pleasure, depth of feeling, embodied emotions, permission. There's magic. There's like little spells or rituals for every single freaking card in this deck. We're going to talk about the guidebook, though, in a bit. Anyways, Craftsman of Water. This looks like a rain dance to me. Messages, inspiration, gentleness. Oh, no, sorry. That's the one I already read. Sorry. Masculine fertility, useful opposition, lighten up, and spontaneity. Yeah, the Rainmaker is the Craftsman of Water. Goddess of Water. Oh, this is pretty. It's like you see this like goddess figure here, like this archetypal sort of goddess figure here. There's a crab and an octopus. You get the feeling of the sea and all these like sea creatures coming from her. We have jellyfish and like eels and different kinds of fish and like little turtles, it looks like maybe. That's really pretty. Is this a specific goddess? The Goddess of Water. Oh, it's, yeah, named several. So Tiamat, Holy Primordial Genitrix, Sedna, whose fingers became the first seals, Tethys, Primal Font of Fresh Water. The Goddess of Water glides forward, materializing as if from a dream, a woman of water deep within water. And it goes on. Oh my gosh, the ocean is my womb, she says. Oh gosh, so pretty. Primordial, maternal power, womb magic, intuitive wisdom, dreaming, fluidity, emotional sensitivity. Oh my gosh. And now we're into the Ace of Earth. So we're in the earthly suit now. This is so pretty. It looks like a little pouch or bag that's been planted with all this abundant like life. Oh, it's so pretty. Healing. Of course. Oh, it's a bag of herbs. All these are herbs. That makes sense. It probably even lists them because this book is amazing. It just says wise and magical plants. Okay, maybe not, but still. Life force, the bigger picture, humility, healing, Mother Earth, divine embodiment. Mother Bear, the Two of Earth. Maternal blessings, beginnings, self-care, dream time, protection, spirit allies. This deck is so beautiful. The Three of Earth. It's like a pony, like a wild pony maybe. Sacred sight. Regaining sacred sight, spirit beings, magic is afoot, step outside your comfort zone. Oh, there's a chalk horse in the back. That's cool. Oh, I love the stone circle in the Four of Earth. That's so good. Standing stones, of course. Stability, balance, grounding, connection, vital principle, sacred ground. Yes. Oh, look at this with the circle of life here. Look, there's a sickle, which is, of course, a symbol of like, can be a symbol of death, rebirth, cutting away. We have what looks to be like a mama wild hare here. You can see the nipples. How else to say that? Looks like she's given birth. Underneath here we have little baby bunnies in a little bunny hole, but beneath that is the bones of a prior hare or rabbit. That's a really powerful image. And what does it say here? For the keywords, what does it say? One thing becomes another is the title. And it says life, death, and rebirth. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Don't be greedy. Love that. The Six of Earth. This looks like a tide pool. Dragon's Eye. Oh, interesting. Reflect, consider all the possibilities, choose wisely, unexpected challenges, self-control. The Seven of Earth. Running stags. Masculine, animal energies, fertility, vitality, strength, sexuality, carpe diem. Spirit of place. Go outside, know where you are, pay attention, spirits of the land, humility. The Nine of Earth is wolf pack. Instinct, honesty, integrity, listen to your body, know and accept yourself. The 10 of Earth, Web of Life. Look at these mushrooms and how they're connected. This is actually how they grow. They have these, like, I forget what they're called. It probably says it on here. Underneath, so they regrow in the same spot. Sorry, I found that in another deck that came up. Oh, it came up in the ring card in Melissa's Rustic Roots Lenormand. She talked about that because she used a little mushroom as the ring in the ring card. Anyway, 10 of Earth, consciousness of creation, interconnection, communion, green wisdom, you are never alone, web of support. And then we have our Messenger of Earth, which, by the way, this book lays flat in a really beautiful way, just so you know. Foresight, weighty responsibility, incorruptibility, virtue, possibility, honesty, and truth. Our Witch of Earth, challenge, service, purpose, commitment, courage, prepare for battle. Craftsman of Earth, creative chaos, joy and hope in letting go, fertility, life force, green. This deck is so beautiful and special. Goddess of Earth. Is this a specific goddess? Let's see. Mother Earth. Mother Earth, just Mother Earth. Maternal blessings, love, nourishment, abundance, divine love, embodied gratitude, sweetness of life, encouragement. Lots of bounty and abundance here, right? I like how she's straddling both the desert and the green, because we often see Earth Mother associated more with like greenery, but the Earth Mother is the mother of all of the types of earth in the earth. You know what I mean? Now we're into the major arcana. And so this is where everything gets kind of topsy-turvy. So we're going to dive into this. We start with card number 1, which is the World, which, as you know, in the traditional major arcana, the world is the end of everything. But in this case, we have our main character here, and let's see, I think they call him a pilgrim. Yeah. So it starts like this. The world is on fire. The time of ancestral prophecy of dismemberment, of unmaking is here. Civilizations and their illusions of separation and control are coming to an end. Mother Earth cannot be dominated. The goddess is rising to protect her endangered children. Yeah. So we're sort of coming at this from like this place. Let's see if there's an essence. Prophecy, end of illusions and domination, breaking free, a choice that changes everything. So the hero's journey in this case, or the pilgrim's journey in this deck, begins with the world and works backward, which is really a trip. So the numerology I normally associate with the cards doesn't work here. So 1 is the world. 2 is initiation, and we could see this, I guess, instead of judgment. And I believe I saw a chart in the book that compares the major arcana side by side in this deck, and it literally, you can go backwards. So this initiation would be the same as like the judgment card. And here we have this idea of like, of I guess committing to a path, of also being judged in a way, of being welcomed in. So the keywords here are purification, initiation, trust, let go of the past, go within, plunge into the unknown. So when you think of it, there's this, even in the judgment card in the traditional tarot, there's an opportunity to step up, to step into something you haven't been in before. So there's still that initiatory process. We're just used to seeing it at the end of the traditional major arcana. And now we're going to work through the celestial bodies. So we have the sun. Keywords here are seeing what was hidden, vulnerability, self-awareness, self-respect, healing, triumph, and energy. And then we have the moon. Mystery, wildness, physical instinct, liberated feminine power. These are so beautiful too. The star. Sacred signs, illumination, inspiration, insight, purpose, destiny, a blessing received. We still have the star. It's just they've taken the major arcana and they've taken us in a different direction, right? Literally. It's beautiful. The maze. So as the 6, so this would have been, if the major arcana was going forward instead of backward, this would be the tower card. And instead we have the maze card. So I'm wondering how they handled this. Inhibitions, disruption, uncertainty, risk-taking, let go, be here now. So let's see. On the pilgrim's back remains the pack, but it's smaller now. How far he's come by stepping off the path he knows, by getting lost and tumbling downward, confused, disoriented, exhilarated. There have been blessings on the way, gold and silver and stars in the darkness, but twists and turns lie ahead. The great unmaking has just begun. The old ways are still to be undone. And it goes on from there. I mean, the book is written very powerfully, as you can tell. But this idea of a labyrinth journey, I mean, this idea of a labyrinth or a maze is the exact process that my book, The Self-Worth Path, is based on. This idea of like needing to kind of go into the depth to come out changed. And that's what we see here. There's still the lightning. This is still really the essence of the tower, but it's envisioned in a new way, in a different way. So the ancestor, this would be like, I don't know if we can actually equate this to the devil, but the devil usually comes before the tower. So I'm guessing this would be kind of like the devil. Let's see what the ancestor says here. Family, continuity, inheritance, patterns, past trauma, forgiveness, gratitude, ancestral blessings. I have a feeling this is talking about the things you inherit, right? Which can be both positive and not so positive. And this really speaks to me on a personal level. I haven't read the whole guidebook, but I definitely am interested to see what we can find in this card, because that feels potent to me. And it speaks to me in a way that other ancestry kind of cards haven't necessarily. Healing. So this would be like the Temperance card at this point, if we were working the major arcana exactly backwards. Wounding, rest, patience, healing, resilience, green magic, and empathy. She floats between the worlds. A wound within you that needs healing. So it is doing its own thing, but it has that like hint of temperance in there. So the Rebirth card, which would be the Death card, actually. If we're working the major arcana backwards, this would be Death. So we have the Rebirth card. She's wearing like a crown of, it looks like a crow. She's wearing like a crow cloak in a way. Turning point, new start, exhilaration, resurgence, return, springtime, hope fulfilled. Offering would, of course, be our Hanged Man. So there's beauty here in this system in the reverse, right? Now, if we think about this as its own journey and we start to think about the progression, it does make some sense, right? We're going through a similar set of stages, but the order is reimagined. So here's the offering, the sacrifice, pouring an offering onto a tree. Spirit guides, divine patterns of connection, love, gratitude, giving back, flourishing. Balance would be our Justice card. Right? Yeah. How interesting that the 11 is still the 11. Worked backwards. That's really kind of cool. Okay, sorry. Just a little moment. Let's see. Choices, prosperity, generosity, reciprocity, equilibrium, harmony, lightness of spirit, joy, energy flowing. That works. And of course, this would be the 10 if we were working the major arcana forward. We have the Wheel of Life. This looks like the pagan wheel of the year here, which is really beautiful. We have Yule, Candlemas. We have Spring Equinox. We have we have Beltane. We have Summer Solstice, Mabon. Am I doing this right? Summer Solstice, Lammas, Mabon, Samhain. And the spider in the web in the very center, which of course harkens back to me to that goddess of, was the goddess of earth, fire? No, it was the goddess of earth that had the web of life, or goddess of air had the web of life, right at the center. That's really beautiful. So this of course replaces our wheel card, but it works beautifully. What are the keywords here? Earth magic, embody, change, transcend, rejoice, the rhythm of life, energy cycles. So this would be our hermit, and it's our shaman. So it's not so different as you think, right? It's just backwards from what we know. Not to say that the actual journey here is backwards. I think there's a progression here that makes a lot of sense. Apprenticeship, introspection, skills, spirit guides, a teacher, altered states, sensing the sacred. I mean, this is such a beautiful representation of that wise elder, that person that communicates with the spirit world as he's blindfolded and doing some drumming that looks like it could be shamanic. Well, obviously he's a shaman. Hello. Shamanic drumming. Hi. Yes. Here we have the strength card. Wait. So strength is still in strength. It's just called strength. So it would have been strength either way. It's just the number 14 because we're working the journey backwards. Again, not backwards. We're working the journey in a different way. Challenges, courage, care, heart path, purpose, action, service, and empowerment. Such a beautiful strength card. And you can see all this like support from nature around her. Journey. So this would be our Chariot card. Pilgrimage, movement, self-discovery, trust the path. Ithaca. What does Ithaca mean? Love instead of the lovers here, but here we see a creature and a human experiencing that bond. I love that. Oh, sorry, what was the keywords? Let's check. Sorry, I've been doing it the whole time. I don't want to just stop at the end here. Love is love, recognition, self-love, devotion, companionship, the greatest magic. The Wisdom Keeper, this would be the, sorry, what were we at? We were at Lovers. This would be the Hierophant, which this, again, makes beautiful sense. The Wisdom Keeper, traditional wisdom, yes, life, illumination, revelation in daily existence, spontaneous magic. What I'm really excited to do is, outside of the keywords, which is called the essence in the guidebook, is to read the actual way that it's written about the Pilgrim's Journey through this particular order of cards, because I think it's going to be really beautiful. So I'm excited about that, but I just can't do this all on camera. Next, we have the Guardian. This would be our Emperor energy, and it's very green man. It's very horned one. It's very pagan god, which I love. God, confidence, self-respect, responsibility, integrity, harmony, hope, protect. And then, of course, we have the Great Mother, who would be our goddess energy or our empress energy. She is goddess, divine embodiment, creation, love, nature, nurture, abundance, generosity, blessings, fulfillment, and affirmation. Next, we have the Priestess. This would be, of course, our High Priestess. And her keywords are woman's mysteries, or women's mysteries, mysteries in between, self-knowledge, magic, manifestation, wisdom, prophecy, destiny, spiritual leadership, and sacred sight. I mean, that's such a powerful card for the High Priestess. We have a toad here in the roses and the red roses and the white roses. We get that sense of alchemy. Oh, so good. Finally, we have the Council of All Beings. Now, this would typically be our, well, this is the High Priestess. So this would typically be the Magician card. And this actually feels like a final sort of reckoning, right? A judgment happening from nature to go like, okay, you've gone through this journey. This is your final like meeting before the council. And I guess being deemed complete or not. Let's see what it says. Urgency, summoning, connection, community, maturity, readiness. Yes, reverence, kindness. This feels like a coming of age kind of ceremony almost. And then we go from that to our Pilgrim, Key 0, which would typically be our Fool. So we start from the world. The world is on fire. And we work our way back to the Pilgrim. Let's see what it says. Awaken, begin, benevolence, support, discover, remember, trust, continue on, heroine's quest. What's beautiful about this to me in this particular order is that when you think about it, when we're undergoing a personal growth journey, we're not starting from this like carefree, we're often in today's society, not starting from this carefree, la la la, everything is good kind of place. But actually what happens is we're starting from a place of like, oh my God, the world is on fire. I need to look at my life. I need to look at what's going on. I need to do the self-development, right? I need to commit to a different path. I need to get in touch with myself. I need to connect to my inner wild. I need to find my direction. I need to go through a major like journey. And in that process, I need to face my ancestral history, like my, whether it's ancestral trauma or ancestral wisdom. What have I gained from my past? Can I really look at that? And then there's a period of actual healing and integration that happens after you've been through all of those other big steps, right? And then you have this opportunity for rebirth. You recognize the need to sort of put work into what it is you're going to be, to sacrifice, to commit to your path. You recognize that there are consequences to action, that everything needs to be in balance, that you have to give and take in equal measure. You start to recognize that the world is turning, time is passing you by, and there is a cycle of life that you are just one part of. You are not, it's not all about you all the time, like it's about everything. You know, you start to recognize that you need to be able to listen to your inner wisdom, to connect to the messages that are coming through to you, to connect to spirit. You find your backbone. Like this very much mirrors my own journey. It's really cool when you think about it. You sort of connect to your inner strength, your confidence. You start to recognize your worth. You begin to recognize where it is you need to go and what it is you need to do. You're able to finally really meet people from a place of like a healthy place, right? When we're in this other place, we're not forming relationships on a healthy basis, right? Necessarily. We're still dealing with all of our stuff. But here we're finally able to sort of take that stuff from our internal journey and put it outward. We sort of become the person who has learned from our lived experiences, who becomes the person who can teach, who can share from our own experiences. We connect to these divine God and goddess energies. We recognize the duality in life, or the non-duality in life is probably more accurate. suddenly we're able to actually be in our power. We're crafting our own future. And we recognize that we have really reached a point of wholeness. And this council of all beings is like that level up moment, right? It's still judgment. It's just a different kind. And now we're carefree. Now we can move forward. Now we can seek our adventure. Now we can see what's going to happen next. It actually makes so much sense, this journey. Oh my gosh, okay. I have so many other things to do before we end this video, so let's get a move on. So I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited to just read the guidebook through, read their intention for all of these cards. Let's see how we shuffle. This is a beefy deck. Hand over hand is nice. It's a really smooth slide. It is a bit unwieldy for those with, I have bigger hands. People with smaller hands are, I think, going to have a struggle with this deck, which is unfortunate because it is already borderless, so it can't really necessarily be trimmed down, which is a shame. I think this would be beautiful. I almost actually wish this deck was edged in gold, and I never say that, but I think it'd be really pretty with gold. But anyways, let's see if we can do a regular riffle. Okay, hope for me. Cross your fingers for me, because you know I like a good riffle. Please, please, please. Ah, yes. It riffles beautifully. It is a lot of decks, so it is a chunk, right? But it's riffleable, which makes me so happy. Okay. Again, I have bigger hands, so I can actually riffle larger decks pretty easily. Oops. I say as I struggle. So yeah, it's going to be a lot for anybody with smaller hands, or without a lot of hand strength. So that's a little bit of a shame. I think this would be a beautiful deck for fanning and just drawing a card. Oh, I got the Pilgrim. Let's pick a different card. The Wisdom Keeper. I'm getting all major arcana, guys. I just connected the majors so well. Oh my gosh. This is cracking me up. Okay, there. We got the Five of Air. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. Okay, let's take a look at the guidebook, because this, I'm really excited. I'm probably going to read the whole thing cover to cover, and probably pretty quickly, let's be honest, because I'm really excited to dive in. So here's what you get. So table of contents. In the beginning, you have tarot, meaning, and magic, the Witch's Wisdom Tarot, the Gift of Sight, working with the decks. You have divination, make the deck yours, quick pointers for reading, divination method and mastery, the magic of the Witch's Wisdom Tarot, and some spreads. Then we get into card interpretation. Really well organized table of contents here, so you can easily find any cards super simply, because each card has its own page number, which is brilliant. I love that. There's an introduction, of course, which is wisdom. I love this. The minor arcana: air my breath, fire my spirit, water my blood, and earth my body. I actually learned this chant: earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. And as soon as I read these words, I can literally hear the chant in my head, and it starts repeating on loop because it's so ingrained in me. Yeah, this is a lot. So there's a bit of an overview of the elements, which they do correspond with the tarot elements just fine. Make the deck yours. There's stuff here about consecrating, how to do divination. It's about guided visualizations, journeying. There's a lot of really helpful information here, particularly if you're new to divination. I love that there's a nice big spread. I don't often go to these, but I like having some to reach for. And let's talk about how the cards are set up for interpretation, because I think this is really cool. So this is what I was looking at as I went through the cards. So for every card, there's a title. So you have that right underneath the card. So it says Ace of Air, Wind Harp. Then you have wisdom. So this is the write-up that's really beautifully kind of poetically written. So we'll look at one of these. Actually, let's look at that five of, what did I have? The Five of Air. Let's take a look at the Five of Air and read one real quick. So the wisdom. Two long-eared owls have exchanged freedom for family. Driven by love and instinct, the mother owl spreads her wings to shelter the young as the father stands guard. Life is full of trade-offs, of exchanging one thing of value for another. Owls sacrificed the protection of fat and feathers, but received the blessing of silence. Hushed wings leave them vulnerable to water and weather, unable to hunt in the rain. But quiet flight makes them the greatest hunters in the night. And the owl is wise. It's the guide on the journey to self-awareness and to awareness beyond the self. Then you have essence. These are the keywords I read the whole way through the deck. Then you have, so we have sacrifice, acceptance, integrity, higher purpose. Then you have counsel. So this is kind of like the advice, right? This is a card of choice and consequence. In life, we often have to give up one thing for another. Consider what you've been asked to give up or to sacrifice. Certain roles, like being a parent, an apprentice, or the one in charge, may require you to give more than you seem to receive. Love comes with responsibilities. What you take on, what you give yourself to, what you serve will create your character and your life. Be sure it's worthy of you. And then it says magic. And so the magic sometimes has a title, and sometimes it doesn't, which is interesting. But this one says magic, practical magic. Take stock of what you do in your daily life for your own convenience or comfort that causes harm elsewhere. What would you be willing to sacrifice to cause less harm or even make things better for others for Mother Earth? And so there's a piece of magic on every single Minor Arcana card, which I think is just absolutely brilliant and gives this deck so much more power and potency. So you get the same kind of layout through all of the Minor Arcana cards. When you get into the majors, you get a much longer wisdom section, same essence, same kind of counsel, and you also get magic. So it's a really solid structure that carries you through the entire book. So you could use this deck just to as a magical prompt. So pull a card and do whatever that magical activity is. So you could use it in that way. So you could use it to guide a tangible sort of physical practice of witchcraft. But it's so much more, as you can tell. There's a lot of depth, personal growth, healing in this deck. The closest thing in my collection currently to the feel of this deck would probably be the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, which also messes with structure. I think I might have even mentioned it at the beginning of this video. That deck also messes with structure. Major Arcana's formatted differently. To be completely honest, at first glance, this deck and its messed with system, oh, I bumped my camera, and its messed with system feels more like home to me than Dreams of Gaia does. And you guys know I've gotten a lot of really great work out of the Dreams of Gaia, but this is just so much more witchy and pagan and sort of speaks directly to practices that feel like home to me, that I could see potentially this sort of replacing that in my collection. Come to think of it, is Dreams of Gaia Hay House? No, I think it's Blue Angel. But yeah, this is really beautiful. It's really well done. I'm so excited to dive in, and I'm probably going to dive in right away. So I don't know when this walkthrough is going to go up on my channel. It might have to be a bonus. We'll see. We'll see how the month plays out. But I'm going to probably start working with this deck right away and reading the guidebook because I'm really, really excited to see what comes from it. So thank you so much for watching. Let's see how we fan. Thank you for watching and hanging out with me while I went through this very exciting deck that I've been waiting for what feels like forever, the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. Please do click the like button if you enjoyed my walkthrough. Subscribe if you are new here. Click the little bell to be notified of all my future videos. And if you want to book a reading with me, know that you can always do that over at supportivetarot.com. Thank you so much, and may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye, guys.